So let's get into it. I want to talk about the Republican National Convention. I don't know how many of you watched it. I watched a lot of it. I skimmed through the stuff that I didn't watch, but I watched a lot of speeches, and I got to tell you, it's about hope. It's about looking forward. It's about moving from where we are to where we're going, and there's something awesome about that. And I really like that a lot. I feel like that's pretty important for us to do. A lot of people like to do the blame game. I don't know if you remember the DNC last week. That's literally what it was. It was them saying everything's Trump's fault. If you vote for us, we're going to make Trump go away. They didn't say what they were going to do. They just said we're going to make him go away. And that was it. So now the RNC comes out and everyone's like, we're going to fight for America. We're going to continue, bringing jobs. We're going to help the minority communities. Trump is really making things great. Let's move forward. Let's bring everyone back together again. And that's what it felt like. It was great. And I really enjoyed it. Here we have a list from Politico. Let me find my mouse here. And this just has a list of the different people that were speaking. Jim Jordan had a great speech. Who started it? No, what is his name? Oh man, they don't even Charlie Kirk, I believe, started. Yeah, he's great. A lot of these people speaking. Sean Parnell had an incredible speech. That guy I've been following for a few months now. Incredible message. Very, very well said, and talking about the people that have been out there fighting for us. And Donald Trump Jr., of course, honestly, it feels like he's prepping for a future political run himself. I really enjoyed a lot of these people that were speaking last night. Some of them were a lot of people are trying to twist it as though like, oh man, they were all hopped up on something because they were so energized and hopeful and smiley, and it's like, what's wrong with that? I'm serious. Like I kept reading all these people that were clearly lefties, Democrats, trying to knock this whole convention because people were happy. People were smiling. People were trying to work together to move somewhere. And I don't see anything wrong with that. I thought it was great. AOC, she said a tweet. She was like, I don't believe that they should even use the elephant as the proper, whatever it is for them. They should be honey badgers. It was like, hello, do you know anything about honey badgers, AOC? They're awesome. They're nature's warriors. They don't give up. Yes, I would say it, but I try to keep it kosher for the kids. My sister let me know that she was watching my show the other day with her 3 kids. So definitely want to keep it kosher. But seriously though, this convention is just night and day different from the DNC from last week. I'm looking forward to more. I'm looking forward to, hearing more from these people that I'm still getting to know myself, because my political awakening over the past 7 months has been eye-opening. I guess is the best way to put it. It's been an eye-opening experience. And I am paying attention more than ever. I don't know who all these people are, so it's still new for me to hear from these Republican senators, and well, it's not just senators and representatives that we were hearing from. All sorts of different. We heard from the McCloskeys, actually, in St. Louis. I don't know if you know the story, but they were defending their house in a castle doctrine state. Legally, well within their rights, and they dropped the hammer on them. And turns out they didn't do anything wrong. They were well within their rights. It's a castle doctrine state, which means you can defend your house in case of people, attacking you, or if they wish you harm. And there's clear evidence that they were in danger, and they didn't do anything wrong. It turns out their guns weren't even able to be fired, and I don't know exactly, the district attorney, maybe someone altered the evidence so that it would look like their guns could be fired when they couldn't. All around shady, but they were speaking about how this could be the future of, your America. So if you don't want that to be the case, vote for Donald Trump. And it's just like, wow, that's spicy, because they really had the book thrown at them and they didn't do anything wrong. They were telling people to get off their property. We don't have video of before they had their guns. So there's no evidence of them being shouted at and threatened in the way that they said, but it's a castle doctrine state, and these people were on their property, in a private property area that weren't supposed to be. There was no trespassing sign. So I don't know. It's kind of a mess, to be honest. So here we are. I'm not really surprised that they brought him to the RNC to speak. I'm glad to hear from him. They're very on top of things. They're both lawyers. So I don't know, let's say who else spoke. A bunch of other people. Oh man, I forget the man's name, but there's this old man who was talking about how his family came from a socialist place. It might be Maximo Alvarez. I don't know, actually. I really, let me see it. Let me look it up real quick, because if it is, I want to give him his due diligence. It is. So Maximo Alvarez, this man, he was actually speaking at an event with Donald Trump about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago now, and he told the story about how his family came to America fighting to get here because this is a place that you can work hard to make a living. And where he came from, there was death, it was just a mess, and that's what these Democrats seem to want. I don't understand it. So I mean, we'll see. I'm going to be paying attention to the RNC as the week progresses, because I was watching the DNC. My gosh, so this is at least it's some hope for the future of our America, because I love this country, and I do feel like we are paving the way to prove what being free really is. I do feel like we could have some sort of, we talked about it yesterday on the show, some form of baseline health care that covers certain things. It's not that I don't agree with some of the Democratic side of things. That's why I'm not fully a Republican. I'm not fully a Democrat. I feel like I am kind of politically homeless still, because I don't agree with everything on either side, but I am voting for Donald Trump, absolutely. So I'm looking forward to hearing from a couple of the other people that are going to be speaking throughout the week. I actually have the schedule here. Let's see who's going to be speaking tonight. We got the First Lady, Melania Trump. She's going to be speaking. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. Senator Rand Paul is going to be speaking. Nice. Let's see who else do I recognize here. I don't know a lot of these names, so I'm still learning. Wow, they got Nicholas Sandmann. So that was the kid that sued. I think he sued CNN. He sued the Washington Post. I don't know exactly which media he sued, and he won for defamation because they were making it seem like he was doing something crazy. It was that kid with the MAGA hat on in Washington, D.C. that earlier in the year that it happened. We got Eric Trump and Tiffany Trump talking. Right, so it's going to be a eventful night tonight. And then we got Wednesday. Let's see who's speaking. We got the VP, Mike Pence, Second Lady, Karen Pence, a bunch of senators. Kristi Noem, South Dakota governor. So she's awesome. I've been watching what the governors have been doing throughout this whole pandemic, and they didn't shut down. South Dakota's doing fine. Businesses are open, and everything's okay. Everything's normal in South Dakota. It seems like a pretty great place to be. We got Dan Crenshaw speaking, Kellyanne Conway. Interesting that she's going to be speaking. I heard that she just left, or she's leaving the White House at the end of the month. It might have something to do with her husband and her daughter, but I'll leave that up to we'll figure it out in the future. Let's see, and then Laura Trump is going to speak at the end. Thursday, I believe this is the last day of the RNC. We got the President Donald Trump speaking. Mitch McConnell is going to speak. Ben Carson is going to speak. Dr. Ben Carson. Tom Cotton is going to speak. I like Tom Cotton a lot. He's seems great. Ivanka is going to be speaking. But Ann Dorn, I wonder if she is related to David Dorn. I would assume so. Rudy Giuliani is going to be speaking. A bunch of other people. So lots to come for the Republican National Convention. So we'll see. I'm going to be talking about it for the rest of the week, and we'll see what's going to be going on with there. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope everyone pays attention, because that's really what we need. We need everybody paying attention to politics. Listen to the DNC. Watch their speeches. See what they're talking about. Watch the RNC. See what they're talking about. That's what we need to do. We need to get younger people into politics. I'm in my 30s. People in their 20s need to be watching all this and paying attention and really seeing what's going on, and not just trusting that they know what is happening, So, we'll talk about that more tomorrow, I guess.